Hello and welcome to Yoga, Meditation, and Breathwork with Yogi J. I'm Yogi J, and today we'll be doing a little intuitive yoga. So a lot of yoga, we oftentimes, all these poses and sequences that we do in a certain order for a certain benefit. But I think one of the most powerful ways to practice yoga is to think about the postures exactly as the translation of what asana is, right? So asana is a seat. It's a seat for exploration. So for today's practice, instead of there being specific prescribed movement, there's just going to be a couple poses as the foundation, and then what you're going to do is wiggle around and move within it. And I'll help offer some suggestions and help facilitate that movement a little bit. But this is a great way to start to build your personal practice, right? At the end of the day, to build your practice, all you need is a couple different poses, and then you just start to wiggle and explore those poses, both with your breath, moving the breath through in and out it, wiggling the body, shrugging the shoulders, being curious about all the different ways you can move your body. And when you do that, not only are you starting to learn more about yourself as well as building spatial awareness, but you might also find some subtleties in the poses that you might have not found if you're just going through a standard regimented practice there. So it's not to say that those, disciplined practices where you have a specific sequence that you go through are bad. I love them. For instance, sun salutation practices, big fan, great way to heat the body up, start to build some confidence in your day. So this is just another offering, another way that you can approach the practice. And I truly believe if you approach the practice in a variety of different ways when you come to your yoga practice, you will consistently find new growth, new progress, new places of awareness. So if you haven't intuitively flowed on your own before, today is your day to try that out. We're going to have 3 different sets of poses that we're going to be exploring in. And again, I imagine this practice is going to run anywhere from around 10 to 15 minutes. I haven't timed it out right now, so that's just a guess, but check the label in the description there for the actual timing for it today. All you need for practice is a blanket. We will be down on the floor today. So sometimes if you're laying on the floor and you have a small mat, especially if you're on a wood floor, sometimes the pelvis or the hip bones might feel a little aggravated without that extra cushion there. So that was that blanket for. We're not going to necessarily be doing any standing postures. And so therefore, if you don't have blocks at home, you don't need to worry about that. So just really the blanket today if you'd like to use it and add a little extra padding here. So take a moment, get yourself set up. If you want to put on some good tunes to roll around on the floor with, feel free to do that. And we'll get started in just a moment. Thank you very much. We'll see you in a moment. All right, so we are going to get started. First pose, corpse pose, just lying down on our backs here. And as you come to lie down, just take a little moment. Create some space for your body, wiggle your shoulders back, kick your legs out. Take a moment to get as long as you can on your mat here. You can take your arms out up overhead and take a little moment to rotate out your wrists. You can point and flex your toes. Find all those good little wiggles here as you start to move and explore your body in this supine position. Let your breath deepen. Just start to wiggle around. Reach through one hand and then the other. Think about your arms as tools for expression, so you can reach them out wide, a little twirl. Every now and then gaze at your hands and make fists, and then stretch your fingers wide, roll out the wrists. When you find something and it just feels sweet and good, breathe into it. Feel free to either continue flowing in those moments, or maybe the sensation is strong enough where it just grabs your attention. You pause there for a second. Another thing that you can start to do from this position here and these little wiggles is to draw your knees into the belly and take a little hug there, a little rock side to side. For some people who might be working with some fused vertebrae in the upper back or the neck, you might want to tuck a little blanket underneath the crown here, just so your head's not trying to reach back without touching the floor. So just giving your head a little bit of a boost there can be a nice way to support the neck if you're working with those types of things today. So as you hug the knees in, you can rock here. Start to go back to your inner kid, right? Be a child for a moment this morning, or this afternoon or evening. It's going to be a great little morning wake me up, some intuitive flows as you roll around in bed, trying to get yourself ready for the day. You can reach your arms to the sky and twirl out your ankles and your wrists. Let out some little horse sounds and bubble the lips up a little bit, going. Again, let yourself move and then start to express your legs like you were expressing your arms, like you're swimming through a little sea of goodness here. Keep coming back to your breath again and again. When an emotion arises or a thought and it pulls your attention, acknowledge it, breathe into it, but stay in that place of observation, curious, non-judgment, riding the waves as they come and go. And another place where you can go here as you play around is to start to roll a little side to side. So I'm going to start to roll over onto my right side. Come onto the side of the belly or all the way onto your belly. And you can roll back and go the other direction. So have fun with it. Again, be your inner kid. Roll around on the floor this morning, just searching for moments of stretch and sweet sensation. Personal favorite as I'm rolling around on the floor is to kind of roll partway over onto one side. So here I am going to roll over partway onto my right. And then just let the top arm drop back. It adds a really nice juicy twist. So play with that. Take some deep breaths. If you ever get caught up in your flow, take a deep breath in, let out a big sigh, and feel free to look up at the screen for a moment, check out what I'm doing. Might see something and be, ooh, that looks fun, right? You can maybe grab a foot there. You could grab both feet and get a little happy baby on. There's a lot you can do from the supine position, rolling, playing, reaching, feeling your whole body, point the toes, wrap the fingers around the palms. Let out big sighs of relief as you find those sweet stretches. And eventually, you all roll over onto your belly. And as you get onto your belly for a moment, take some time to crawl the ribs forward, kick your legs back, and then just come into a little bit of a pause for a moment as you let your head rest down onto your hands, just taking a little breath, a little moment of meditation, noticing how your body is waking up to your day or waking up to the moment, if it's the midday or the evening. You finish your next exhale, take another deep breath in here and let out a big roaring sigh to clear some energy. And then bring your hands underneath your shoulders. You're going to push into your hands and knees and come on up into a tabletop position. And this table is going to be our next pose for exploration here, right? Asana is a seat for exploration. Now that blanket might come in handy here as well if the knees are a little tender today, so you can always bring it right underneath the knees and pad the knees there. Your choice. And then once you get into your table here, cat-cow are some nice ways that you can start that wiggle process. But remember, it's all about the wiggles for this intuitive flow. So as you go with cat-cow, follow your intuition. Your body might push and pull you in a different direction, like letting the hips sway left and right, like I'm doing right now. Oh, it feels so good. Feel free to make some noises, let out some sounds as you're rolling on the floor, some big sighs, a little yawn, again, those little horse lips again. Let your shoulders shrug, find all those sweet little movements here. Your spine, it doesn't just have to oscillate up and down, right? You can make little circles with it here. So pump the ribs around town as you shrug your shoulders, sway your hips. Again, when you find something that feels good, be with it, breathe into it. Become that inner kid, let your animal out. You don't have to just stay down on the hands the whole time, so every now and then you might pop up onto the shins and open the arms out wide, again expressing the arms, using your shoulders, wiggling and twisting. Whew. Right, nothing prescribed here, just a pose, a foundation for exploration. You want a little stretch for the soles of the feet, curl your toes under, you can push your hips back, stretch the soles. If you're working with plantar fasciitis at all, just be careful about that toe curl there. Go really gentle, especially if the fascia is very brittle in the foot there. You could do a little matrix movement here. Dodging all the things that life throws at you as you go with the flow. Keep breathing. And then start to slowly transition over onto your seat. And as you get down onto your seat here, you can take that blanket and gently move it out of your way, unless of course you want to sit up on top of it to just lift the hips up a little higher. But once you get onto your seat, let the movement continue here. Maybe it starts with some torso circles, right? So Sukhasana, easy pose, that's the posture we're working with here, that cross-legged position. And then from there, we wiggle around. As you're wiggling, again, you're just searching for sensation, finding something, and when you feel it, you're like, yes, that's the stuff, breathe into it. You might even pause for a moment. Again, from this little seated pose, you could take your legs out a little wider if you'd like, and find some side bending and sweeping. If you weren't sure about getting your practice in today or doing a little cleaning in your space, well, you could go grab and grab your little dust broom and do a little dusting as you flow around here, right? Some intuitive cleaning. Always ways to integrate yoga into your day. Again, wiggle your spine, move slow. When we move slow in these intuitive flows, not only can we find new sensation, but we're also moving in such a way where our body can be safe. Right? We have enough pause, enough stillness, enough ease to feel something and let the body go yes or no. And then eventually, you're going to make yourself back to center. If your legs are unwound, take a moment to cross your legs and find yourself in that comfortable seated position. Once again, if it's uncomfortable, which sometimes it is, despite it being called easy pose, and that blanket there helps boost the hips up. So you can sit a little taller, let the hips drop down, the knees drop down with them. So now pause, and as you pause here, we're going to do a little rock mudra. So you can take your thumbs into your palms, wrap your fingertips around the thumbs, and then bring the hands to the earth and push the fist just gently into the earth as you puff your chest up. Take a deep breath in there. Deep breath out. Take that rock mudra up to the sky as you reach to the ceiling. And here, as you squeeze the thumbs, sit bones rooting into the earth, find length from tail to crown, reaching to the sky but grounded in the seat. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And then bring your hands to your heart. Give yourself a little bow. Big breath in. Big audible yawny sigh out. Go. Let your hands rest in your lap. Just find a place to be with the after effects, the resonance of the intuitive flow. Notice where you started today, what it's like to be you in this moment. Bring your hands to your heart, give yourself a little bow. If you want to continue the intuitive flow, keep moving here, even after the end of the video. Remember, personal practice, it starts with a pose, a breath, and the intention to be curious, to wiggle, to explore. In that exploration, you find yourself, your body, your mind, your breath. And typically, by the end of the flow, you're in a state of flow, state of focus, maybe just feeling a little bit more open, a little bit lighter in your day. Let's take a final breath in together. And sigh it out. Sit in the sigh, be in the sweetness of release. The light in me honors the light in each one of you. And I like to end practice with the word Jai Bhagwan, which means victory. So victory for being your inner kid today, for rolling around on the floor with me. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Be well, friends. Leave a comment. Share the video to someone who needs it. Check out more to come. Like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff that all those YouTubers say out there. And we'll see you next time. Thank you all for practicing.